Good evening, folks. Triple Crown here, coming to you from Vancouver, British Columbia. Continuation of the Global War 1939 series. This is an unboxing video, unboxing number 2. It's late on a Tuesday evening. I returned late from work and knew that there was a package from HBG that had arrived, so very exciting. Feels like a Christmas day. Like anytime the HBG comes. This is a smaller box than the last time. And I think I know what's in it. Sometimes Doug puts a few surprises in there. Some test things he's developing for 39 that I'm unaware of. And so we might see something new. So here we go. I've already cut the tape or the securing. Anyways, here we go. Here's the popcorn. Now, what do we have here? The first bag has got a mix of goodies in it. Oh, now this is something that Doug has been working on for a little while that I knew was coming. I believe it's for sale. It's a 3D printed sculpt of the US M3 half-track. That is the coolest looking mech I think I've seen to date, and it's gonna look even better once I paint it. So lots of detail there. It's got a little gun you can see. Very cool looking sculpt. Not a coastal gun, but it's some kind of artillery the US had. I don't know the exact name. I'd have to look it up, but I know it's recently become for sale, so it's in the new items list. It's another half-track. Oh, this is I think this is a Stuart. So that's another option for a mech, or a self-propelled artillery. So you can see there it's got a couple guns on it. Man, you can see how wide it is. It's almost like a tank in comparison to the half-track. So I guess this would be a mech and this would be the self-propelled artillery. But this is for the US. Yeah, you can see it's got the little cannon there. So this is definitely self-propelled artillery. Very cool looking sculpt. Oh, a flak battery. So this is an 88 in some kind of a protective battery. So a little bit different than your normal 88 you see. A little bit smaller than a normal 88, but very cool looking sculpt. It's got a flat bottom, so you don't have to worry about, I think some of the out-of-box 88s, potentially could scratch your map. So not gonna happen with this unit. That's a pretty cool looking sculpt. We got some aircraft here. Now I think this is a UK TAC bomber, the Hawker Typhoon. You can see it's got some pretty mean looking cannons, and under the wings there you can see some rockets. So very cool. Definitely gonna add that into my collection. I think that's all the sculpts that are different in this bag. So we'll open the next one. No. Oh. Now this is I'm excited to see this one because this is a sculpt that I have Doug specifically made for 39. And it's a Pak 40. So a German anti-tank artillery. You can see it's quite a bit flatter than a regular artillery. But it looks like an artillery. But yeah, it's specifically designed to take out tanks. Very cool. So thank you, Doug, for making that specifically for 1939. So the Germans will have these, and they do not have an attack value. They have a defensive value only. So very cool. Now this is the German medium bomber for 39. This is a Dornier Doe 17. This is the sculpt that that I'm going to go with for 39. You can use it, any other of the German bomber sculpts. And beside it, I'm going to show you the German heavy bomber. Now I like the distinction between these two sculpts because you can see the tail it's a little bit different, and the wings are obviously significantly different. But the heavy bomber sculpt is the HE 177. So that's the heavy bomber German sculpt. So very cool. I think that's all the sculpts. Oh yeah, it's very cool. You can see the I guess the canopy at the top of the Doe 217. Very cool. That's gonna look good with some paint on it. Oh, I'm gonna show you that one last. So I ordered some more roundels, and that's the Bersaglieri infantry roundel. I just thought, I saw it, I thought it was cool, and as the Bersaglieri had the it's not a feather on the hat, but it's some kind of tuft to kind of give them that distinctive look. So they had this coming out of their helmet. And this is the United States CB's roundel. Thought that was cool. There is a tech in this game called a CB, so I saw that and I thought that was a cool roundel to add to the collection. So it happens when you go on HBG website, you want to buy everything. This is the actual roundel for the Canada. Now this was on the Canadian flag in 1940 or 1939 when the Second World War started. It wasn't until after Second World War ended until Canada got the maple leaf that we're all more familiar with now. But that is so for me that was important for me to have, was the authentic Canadian roundel. Got some armor units in there as well. Sorry, these are more roundels. Am I the only one that gets excited about roundels? No, I think this is that's the Canadian flag, but that's the naval ensign. So that's another roundel for the Canadians. And we'll get into that other package last, but these are some more armor. And I think these are the Panther Mark V's, or sometimes referred to as the Mark V. So in between the Panzer IV and the Tiger tank, this is going to be used in Global War 1939. So very cool looking tank. Didn't have any of these before, so I ordered a bunch. More than I need. So Hilltop Pillbox, you're gonna be getting some free Mark V tanks once I paint them all up. So this is what he and I often do. We order stuff and we call it horse trading or whatever you will, but we order stuff and we like to give whatever's left over or we don't need to each other. So kind of a fun thing. Now this is a concept that Doug had. These are the technologies for 1939. The technology acrylics. So each nation is going to be able to have three technologies in the game, and none of the technologies that we wanted to have in the game were going to be a duplicate. So if your nation can only have heavy, one or two heavy bombers, for example, another nation cannot get a technology for heavy bombers and basically null and void your technology. So we tried to do things that were historically accurate for the time frame, but we're not going to be compounding on top of a specialized unit that was already in the game. That's my cat's excited because I'm home from work. So you can see here, these are the 15 technologies that are going to be, and that's the Enigma. It's going to be 3 different technologies revealed in the game. The level 1 or ones that had, not going to call less of an effect, and then later on you can have a level 2 and later on in level 3. So that's how that's going to work. But the Enigma, we all know what the Enigma was. The CXM radar, which was something the Americans invented for their naval ships seeing at night. War bonds, we know what that is. That's cash. Wind talkers. There's been a movie about this, but that had to do with codes or code breaking or having a language that could not be broken. advanced air training plan. The British had that in Canada to have better trained pilots. Shared technology. So if you're America, you can share a technology with the UK CBs. That's the ability to have an air base on a territory or an island territory that you captured on the same turn. Shipyards, improved industrial complex, a super PAC alliance. Now, super PAC alliance, I've got a note here what that is. Oh, so that's going to allow you to build units in a friendly nation's industrial complex. So for example, if America had this, they could build 2 units per turn in, say, Russia. Ultra, that was the breaking of the Enigma machine. So that's a cool technology. Espionage. I'm just going to go over what espionage is. So player selects a nation. That nation rolls 1d6 per turn, and whatever is rolled is removed from their IPP total. Spies. So I think that's you steal an active technology from another nation. And diplomacy. So diplomacy is you pick one strict neutral per game, and that nation immediately, I think, becomes under your control. So that could be Sweden or another country, but that could be if you're set up in one spot and all of a sudden the country you're not expecting joins the other side, that could be pretty scary. In Total War, I believe that is your nation has mobilized every citizen to fight. Place 2 infantry per turn, 1 in your capital and 1 in any other area of your choice within 1 space from your capital. Only if your capital is surrounded, you may place 2 infantry in your capital. So that is that. These are the technologies. We're going to have a chart, and I'll do another video on them. But that's I've been pretty excited to have these. These were specifically made by as a prototype by Doug for 39. So very happy to have these. And the last unboxing that I did, I just want to show you guys as I actually painted some of the units. So this is the Italian Bersaglieri. This is my first attempt at painting infantry. So got the water slide decal on the base to identify that it's an Italian. But I watched Cyrod's tutorial video on how to paint infantry. Very, very helpful. And then I'm going to quickly show you another infantry that I just painted. This is the Australian Special Unit Z. So this was the Australian version of the Commando. And yeah, these units were specifically made for 1939. You can see he's got the hat or the helmet with the flag on it. And these guys were these sort of jungle warriors in the Money Island area. So anyways, folks, just wanted to show you my first attempt at painting. And we'll close here. What we're going to discuss in the end is sometimes, little ways I use to motivate myself. And sometimes I listen to music, and I will, listen. Sometimes it's a song, it's the beat of a song, or sometimes it's just a phrase. And sometimes the phrase doesn't even really apply to for what I intents and purposes, the whole song, but it's something that kind of stuck in my head. And so a phrase that I remember from a song that kind of motivates me is a song from somebody called, an artist called Eminem. Lose Yourself is the name of the song. And one of the lines from the song is, "Success is my only option, failure's not." And sometimes when you have a goal, the journey is unpredictable. Maybe it's a lot longer than you think. There's many ups and downs and you want to quit. But if you are able to trick your brain into thinking that success is your only option, that failure is going to prevent you from, not having money to pay your bills, or not being able to, have certain items you want, or a life goal, or whatever it is, when you become so emotionally invested that you're willing to keep going, keep pushing through, whatever that is to meet your objective, that phrase kind of helps me reset my brain when I'm on these journeys and I experience bad days or rough moments. I listen to these songs, and when I think in my brain that success is my only option, like quitting is just get it out of that idea out of your brain. So sometimes I need to hear that. And that's all I got, folks. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.